From a young age, I was taught to call the police if something bad happens. I was taught to trust the police with my life, to trust that they won't hurt me. I'm a white teen. A teen from another race may have a different view of the police. In 2018, the police force killed over 1,000 people. Not all police officers are bad. In fact, only about 2% of police officers are involved with police shootings. But the fact that the 2% exists is a problem, and that's what needs to be fixed. Police brutality is when police officers are abusing their power over people, especially people of color. More action needs to be taken to prevent police brutality because it kills innocent people and it negatively impacts the way people think and or view the police. Police brutality kills, plain and simple. Tamir Rice was a 12-year-old black boy who was killed by the police because he had a toy gun in his hand that the police mistook for a gun. Or Aiyana Jones, a 7-year-old black girl who died in the midst of a police raid in her own house. She was sleeping on her couch. Both of these kids were our age or younger and were affected by police brutality. Then there is John Crawford, who was a 22-year-old black man who was in a Walmart and picked up an unwrapped BB gun off the shelf. That action resulted in his death. The list just goes on and on. A black person is 3 times more likely to be killed by the police than a white person. This just goes to show that more should be done to stop police brutality. Not only does police brutality kill innocent people, but it also negatively impacts the way people think and or view the police. If your whole life you were taught to fear the police because you had friends and or family with bad experiences, it will change your perception. A black man is 21 more times likely to be killed by the police than a white man. Not only are you potentially in danger of physical violence, but also sexual violence. Some police officers have been known to feel up, or in other words, sexually assault women. If every time you go out on the street, not only are you afraid that you're going to be killed, but also sexually assaulted, it will most certainly change your perception. Our president is now endorsing police brutality, encouraging officers to be quote-unquote rough with suspects. The suspects are called suspects for a reason. They're suspected of committing the crime. The person has not necessarily committed the crime. They're innocent until proven guilty. There is a difference. Some people may say that the police officers are just trying to do their job. But if they're killing over 1,000 people a year, there is a problem. In no situation should a child be killed, and yet one example is Tamir Rice. The officer gave Tamir roughly 1.7 seconds to put the fake gun down. And yet the jury said that the officer was just trying to do his job. So, might I ask, what was his job? Yvette Smith was a 47-year-old black woman. Her story goes a little something like this. There was a dispute that involved a gun in her front lawn, so being a responsible citizen, she called 911. When she opened the door, she was met at the door with 2 bullets. So what was her crime? Opening the door or calling 911? There is no easy solution to this problem, otherwise it wouldn't be a problem. But even the little things make a difference. For example, body cams are recently integrated into the police force. This is important because we can see what happened firsthand in each scenario. As I said before, not all police officers are the problem. In fact, it's very few. But our society is in a downward spiral, and even little things make a difference. Thank you.